What's going on, troopers? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission. Today we got my man Will coming in all the way from Germany to talk all things fitness, troopers, and who knows what else we'll get up to. So, Will, thanks for taking the time, man.
Thanks for having me, Paul. I'm glad to be here.
Right on. So, let's wind that clock back as we do with, you know, the fitness journey that we look at. What inspired you, or what was going on in your health and fitness that inspired you to want to make a change with your health, your fitness routine, and ultimately look into this nerd of or squad of nerdy troopers at the end of the day.
So I've always loved Star Wars, and when I saw some of your stuff popping up on my feed, probably back in September or October time frame, uh, I thought, hey, this is really cool. I wanted to get in better shape due to a bunch of injuries and surgeries over the last few years. Saw my weight kind of creeping up, probably from the time I commissioned to now, or to when I started the program. I gained about 40 pounds. So I didn't want that going forward. I was getting weaker, more prone to injuries. I wanted to set a good example for not only my kids and my family and have the energy to play with them, but also to really lead from the front as I'm getting more experience in time and service.
Yeah, totally. And so all of those kind of spun together, and you saw me doing workouts in a helmet. What was the initial thought? 'Cause sometimes people think it's like a joke, and to a degree, I do want to make it fun and make it light. What was the thing that like kind of got you to a point where you're like, oh wait, this actually might be helpful, at least from a process or community standpoint?
For me, I always knew that I needed some sort of structure. So when I saw some of your videos, yeah, well, admit, first I was kind of hesitant. I didn't know how legit it was. Then I saw some of the videos, I read some of the testimonials and thought, why not give this a shot? So I bought your first 501st program workout. Unfortunately, I made it about halfway through before I blew out my elbow, getting too excited and hurt myself.
Mm.
But yeah, I just kept with it once I was able to heal a little bit, contacted you and started getting into the program more.
Yeah. And so your first foray was into the 501st Trooper videos on YouTube, right? Gotcha. So for anyone who's, in that spot where they're seeing the first series of videos, what would be your advice to them in terms of like how to approach it, where to start? It sounds like you came out of the gates hot. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. What would be your advice to that person just initially kind of feeling out the trooper workouts?
I'd say start it slow, listen to your body. Because I know a lot of us, as we get older, we tend to think we're still that 20-something-year-old that can do exactly what they did before. That is definitely not the case. So definitely listen to your body. Don't burn yourself out. This is very easy to do that, especially when you're not in the best shape to begin with, or your body's not used to it. So if you're feeling tired or fatigued, listen to your body, take that step back, maybe just do the 10-minute body weight workout instead of going full bore with the heaviest weights that you can find laying around the house or the gym.
Yeah. And so as you got started inside of Fit Nerd Academy, what were some of the things that you quickly realized, oh, this was a bottleneck. Here's how I'm going to overcome it. Because you right away have really started to pick up steam, get a lot of results. We'll talk about that. But what were some of the little shifts that you made mentally, tactically that enabled you to really create that structure, that routine, and just kind of take it off from there?
A lot of it was just again having that structure. So working with Coach Marcos, getting that diet really dialed in. That was a struggle at first because I never really had to really watch what I ate too much. But getting into the groove of that, listening to my body more, especially since my elbow wasn't fully healed when I started the process, uh, that was kind of the biggest kind of bottleneck, as well as getting my family involved. Because you know, I really enjoy spending time with them, eating good food, and kind of just making sure that they're happy. So getting them involved with the fitness journey as well. So we're all eating healthier, all trying to get more active and healthier. That really opened up the possibilities and helped me along here.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people would look at it the other way where they're like, oh, my kids are picky eaters, so I'm worried I'm not going to be able to eat what I need to eat, or my wife cooks this, so I just eat what my wife eats. How did you go about, to your point, leading from the front, but also just getting everyone in line, rowing the ship in the same direction?
Fortunately, my wife also wanted to lose a little bit of weight and get into shape herself, so that was a little bit easier. She'd been doing a program called Tone It Up for a bit. She's been doing some of those recipes, so we've been incorporating some of those meals into our program as well, and that's really been helping. With the kids, it was more just first starting on going on these family walks, just picking time right before dinner, right after dinner. Especially nice in the early spring when it still gets really dark early here, uh, going out there, making it fun, doing a ghost investigation in the woods, just having
Oh,
fun with it. And sometimes just forcing them, hey, come do this 10-minute body weight workout with me. Let's have some fun doing it.
yeah, that's awesome. So you were doing some of the workouts on YouTube with them, and they were following along.
Yep. Next time my son's kind of sitting down on the couch, I actually have queued up the Path of the Padawan. I think it's number 4, the saber training.
Okay.
So we're
Yeah,
big
for anyone
Garrison
watching,
Club
saber
Jedi.
training with the Jedi stuff, great place to start with the kids is basically just squat and attack things. So if you got a pinata in the house, even better. For you, what would you say some of the biggest, I don't know, we'll call them wins physically, mentally? I know you came in with a lot of different reasons. You wanted to lead the family from the front, look the part, be fit for service. What were some of the things that you can kind of look to and be like, oh yeah, like that was a big win?
Definitely the weight loss and the strength. Before I had a hard time even lifting up my daughter sometimes when she was only maybe 50 pounds. I especially couldn't pick up my son who's closing in on 90 now. But after doing this program and training and my endurance is up, this morning I ran almost half a mile in about 3 minutes just as a warm up. So that was huge. But now I'm also able, when my son's just being goofy, I can pick him up, carry him around for 5 minutes or so without really feeling it. So that's just a huge win and huge show that I'm making progress and getting stronger. And
Yeah. So a 3 minute half mile, what would you say if you did test your miles at now? Because that's pretty quick.
I have not tried it out. I definitely plan on doing it in the next few days since my PT test is coming up in August. So I got a little bit of time there. It was only about 0.45 miles, so not exactly a half mile, but definitely want to test to see if I can keep that pace up or if that was just a fluke, maybe. It's just
Yeah.
stars aligned
Yeah.
this
Well,
morning.
it's definitely directional. It's not like you're at an 8 minute mile. Maybe it's a little bit slower, but I mean that's still definitely quick. With the things that you've found success with, and for someone in your shoes with a family serving, the country, what would you say your keys to success are? Where it's like, hey, I know you got a lot going on, you got a lot on your plate. You'll randomly get called into work in the middle of the night. Like, what would you say your things to focus on? Like, hey, you can control these things. You can't control your kids getting sick. You can't control work. Control these three things, and you're going to see a lot of success. What would you say that is?
I would say have a plan, but be flexible because just like we preach and you've probably heard on your end, the first casualty of battle is the battle plan. So make sure that you spend or schedule out some time throughout the day to get in that workout and not kick yourself if for whatever reason the stars don't align, something happened, you get called in and you can't get that workout done that day. uh, do what you can, do some squats in the office or some push-ups when you're standing or working at your desk all day. Just try to get in some sort of movement throughout the day. Number two, get the family involved because when it's a group, it's a lot easier, it's a lot more fun, and just be consistent. Uh, I'd say Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes consistency to get to those progress or make those objectives. So don't get discouraged if after a month you're not seeing anything. I know the first couple weeks I saw a good bit of weight loss, then I stagnated till probably the last week or two when I saw it drop even more. So trust the process, be consistent, and you'll do great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'll give you one last question, curveball Star Wars question. So you're in the Air Force, so obviously you like things that, are kind of like spaceships. What would you say your favorite starfighter, spaceship, anything airborne from Star Wars is?
Oh, that's a toughie because there's so many good ones. Growing up, I loved the X-Wings. I thought that was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen, especially when able to go from the cruising speed, kind of looks like a regular plane, then it goes into attack positions, they lock out. That looked pretty cool. But there's been so many cool ships coming out over the last few years. Kylo Ren's ship,
Hmm.
like some of the ones from the Old Republic, those were awesome. The modified N1 from the Mandalorian. There's just been so many cool ones coming out over the last few years.
Yeah, that's cool. No, the N1 is sweet, and yeah, nothing. I don't know if anything beats even in that show, The Skeleton Crew. Not to spoil it, but there's a scene where the X-Wings come in, and you're like, whoa, like we're back in it. Like this is the lock S foils in attack position, which nothing's better than that. So, dude, pumped for the progress you've made, the results you've gotten. Can't wait to see what else is in store. We got the PT test coming up. What's next for you? What's like the outside of that PT test? Is there any other goals that you have or anything you're working towards, or is it just continue to lead the family from the front and show up?
Yeah, my goals are to, one goal I've always had since I was kind of joined the Air Force is to get to 100% PT score. I've always been around 95, 96. I think the lowest I ever got was 93. So I'd really love to aim to get that 100. So maybe not this year, but definitely by next year, I would love to get that 100. Continue the weight loss journey, get into great shape, and hopefully maybe one of these days, maybe try to get into one of those Spartan races that I've been looking at for a few years.
Do they do those in Germany? I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they've had a few all throughout Europe. I've kept my eye on it, but due to time constraints, injuries, whatever, I've never had the chance to do it quite yet.
Yeah.
But here's,
This is total spitballing off the top of my head, but I'm like, man, how cool would it be if you had to do like a World War II version of that where you have to like climb over and under trench lines and they basically just make it this like, yeah, Battle of Maginot Line Spartan race and you get the chance to climb over a downed shit like, yeah, fighter and, for anyone Spartan race listening, do that. I would fly across the world to go and do that. So, man, pump for you, man. Keep crushing it, and we will watch your career with great interest. But appreciate all the time you took to share your lessons with other, future troopers, and hopefully it inspires someone else to start their journey.
thanks for having me. It was an honor to be here.
Boom.